Have you ever really thought about what's inside your own head? I mean, what's in your cognitive toolkit? Today, we're going to unlock the mind and explore the incredible range of abilities we all have, and maybe more importantly, how we actually use them to learn, create, and just get through the day.
So let's start with a big one. Are you smart? It's a question we've all asked ourselves, right? Maybe before a big test or when you're trying to learn something new. It feels like this simple yes or no question, like it's a label that either fits or it doesn't. But what if smart isn't a label at all? What if that's just the wrong question? Because really this whole idea of just being smart or not smart is so limiting. It's like looking at a master woodworker's shop filled with all these amazing tools and only asking if they have a hammer. Our minds are so much more complex and versatile than that. So, let's just go ahead and dismantle this one-dimensional idea of intelligence. We're going to dive into a framework that might totally revolutionize how you think about your own capabilities. This idea was really brought to life by a Harvard psychologist named Howard Gardner. Way back in 1983, he came out with this groundbreaking theory that we don't just have one single general intelligence, but a whole spectrum of different, distinct mental capacities.
So think of these different intelligences like a set of tools in your cognitive toolkit. The cool thing is, we all have the same set of tools. But, through our experiences, our education, our environment, some of them get more developed, more specialized than others. So, let's take a look inside the box.
Okay, first up, we've got the classics. The ones you probably think of when you hear the word smart. There's linguistic intelligence, the mastery of words you see in a great writer. Then logical mathematical, which is that reasoning power of an engineer, and spatial intelligence, the ability to see things in 3D, which is totally essential for an architect.
But we're just getting started. Next, we have musical intelligence, that sensitivity to rhythm and pitch. Then there's bodily kinesthetic intelligence, which is the physical precision you see in a dancer or a surgeon. And interpersonal intelligence, the skill of really understanding other people, which is crucial for any great leader or friend for that matter.
And to round it out, there's intrapersonal intelligence, which is just a fancy way of saying self-knowledge, really understanding yourself. Naturalist intelligence, the ability to see patterns in the natural world. And the last one, existential intelligence. That's the capacity to grapple with life's biggest questions, like, why are we here?
So, the big takeaway here is this. Gardner's theory says we all have these 9 intelligences. You're not just book smart or people smart. You have a unique, dynamic profile of all of them, and it's been shaped by your entire life's journey. It's a much richer and, honestly, a more empowering way to see yourself. Okay, so we have this incredible toolkit of intelligences. But a tool is pretty useless until you actually pick it up and aim it at something, right? And that's where the second critical piece of our mind comes in, the power of focus. This is all about attention. You can think of it as the hand that selects a tool from your toolkit. Attention is what determines which intelligence we're going to use for a task and how sharp that tool is going to be. Let's start with the foundation of focus. And that foundation is sustained attention. Think of it as your mind's endurance. It's that ability to lock onto a single task or idea for a long time and just stay there, even when it gets a little boring. It's the cognitive muscle you use for deep work, for studying, or for just getting totally lost in a good book. But there's a subtle but really crucial difference here between attention and concentration. See, sustained attention is your underlying cognitive engine. It's your capacity to focus. Concentration is that engine in action. It's the difference between having a full tank of gas and actually putting your foot on the accelerator. So what fuels that engine? Well, it's motivation. It's that simple. When your motivation is high, your capacity for sustained attention just skyrockets. But when motivation is low, your focus just drains away. It's exactly why you can study something you love for hours, but you struggle with 10 minutes of something you find totally boring.
Okay, so that's deep focus on one thing. But what happens when we try to do, well, everything at once? This brings us to a totally different kind of focus, divided attention, or as we all know it, multitasking.
Divided attention is your brain's ability to try and split its resources between 2 or more things at the same time. It's what you're doing when you're listening to a conversation while typing an email or driving a car while talking to someone next to you. But there's a catch.
And this is a huge misconception. Your brain isn't actually doing 2 complex things at the exact same time. What it's really doing is switching its focus back and forth between them at incredible speeds. It's less like a juggler with 2 balls in the air and a lot more like a plate spinner,
running back and forth to keep everything from crashing to the floor. This rapid-fire switching is a super demanding process for your brain. So which parts are working overtime to pull it off? Let's meet the neural command center for all this so-called multitasking.
It's really a team effort. The prefrontal cortex, that's like the coordinator, deciding where to put the resources. The parietal cortex helps integrate all the sensory info coming in from the different tasks. And the anterior cingulate, it's the conflict monitor. It's the one that notices when one task is getting ignored and signals that it's time to switch.
All right, so we've got the tools, our intelligences, and we've got the hand that wields them, our attention. Now let's put it all together. How does this create one unified picture of how your amazing mind works?
It all connects like this. Your multiple intelligences are the powerful, specialized tools in your mental workshop. Your attention is the hand that picks up those tools and puts them to work. You get to decide which tool to use and how you're going to focus it.
So take a look inside your own toolkit. You have this diverse set of intelligences ready for any challenge. You have sustained attention to apply one of those tools with deep, powerful focus, and you have divided attention to rapidly switch between tools when you need to. Just understanding these parts gives you so much more control over your own mind.
So knowing all this, the question isn't, are you smart anymore? The real question is, how will you be smart today? As you go about your day, think about the challenges you're facing. Which tool will you choose from that toolkit? And how will you focus your attention to make it happen? The choice and the power is all yours.